We've spoken a lot about the politics around the film. Let's speak about the film itself. Eric, I'm going to go to you here. You chose to broadcast this film, to air it on a free-to-air medium. You put it on YouTube. You, in fact, encourage people to share it, to watch it for free, to disseminate it. Now, as a filmmaker, we know that that's not a good way to make money. But this is how you chose to share Luister. Tell us why.
I don't think it was ever about making money for us, especially because when I was sitting there, I was obviously doing the sound, so I had my headphones on, and I was just listening to these stories. I felt really, really sad and kind of just disillusioned with humanity, I guess. And standing outside when we were taking breaks, just to kind of internalize all of this, I kept thinking, why is nobody listening to these people? And I think that was the main aim. That's why we didn't want to get money out of this. We didn't want fame out of this. We just want people to listen to these stories.
Marcus, as a young filmmaker, I suppose it is a very exciting time where you know that your work can be distributed to millions of people, potentially all around the world, who, regardless of their situation or where they are, may just identify with one thing in your work.
Yeah, well, if they can relate to the work, then they need to watch it. They need to understand what it is that people have felt. And I think the stories aren't unique. The stories aren't unique to one isolated location in South Africa, on the tip of Africa. It is a universal story of people suffering under the hands of another person. And if they can relate, why limit the access to that? If you know, we could have submitted it to a film festival. We could have asked some TV station, some free-to-air TV station even, to broadcast it. But the fact that we put it out there so that as many people as possible can see it, can view it, and can Luister it, then, you know, I feel like we've done our job as filmmakers to tell a story.
And we weren't exploiting it for our own benefit is really important. Like, we weren't going there to try and get these black students to tell the most like heart-wrenching, like sobby story possible so that us four white people can, you know, make a lot of dollar and launch careers for ourselves. But what is really interesting is that since the video has come out, we've got a lot of messages from people who want to create similar documentaries and for us to create them similar documentaries. And I think it's because we have, to a certain degree, even unwittingly in those bizarre 17 days that we start to finish made this film, we have cause people to consider a new way of expressing themselves on issues of justice and injustice, social interest and issues that pertain to many people in society. I don't think this occurred to people as an effective medium before, but now it certainly does.
Declan, speak to us a little bit, or speak to the person who perhaps hasn't seen the film yet. Where can they see it, and how can they interact with you via social networks, social media, if they have questions or comments?
Well, I mean, as you say, the video's on YouTube. You just type in Luister, and I think it's now the first hit that comes up. So you can find it there. Also, our website, contraband.capetown, it's featured there. We've got a Twitter @contraband_CT. Tweet us. We've got a Facebook page. Our email is, I think, contraband.contact@gmail.com. And, you know, we encourage tweets, we encourage Facebook posts, or even we've got some really nice emails, like long letters from people who really have appreciated the film and said it's spoken to us, or spoken to them. So, you know, if people want to engage with it, of course there's also the YouTube comments, but that section is a bit hostile at the moment, as it tends to get. So I would say Twitter is your best bet if you want to get in contact with us and engage with the other people watching the video. There have been some amazing conversations happening on Twitter about it with the hashtag Luister, and it's been really great to sort of watch on our tweet decks, like come down and follow all these things. So yeah, that's where you can find it, and that's how you can get in contact with us.
And not just a conversation, but also it seems so many people can relate to this that they feel confident enough to share their stories as well. So if anybody wants to share their stories, they can do that in the YouTube comments or the Twitter comments.
Dan, Eric, Declan and Marcus, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
Thank
getting
you.
our
Thank you very much.
sorted. It's very difficult for all of us.
Thank you.